Yeah, just finished lunch, and I figure let me do another hashtag 7-day Tourette's. Hey, how you doing? Very good. I'm in my office right now, leaving the office building, stepping out to the streets. Yeah, it's nice, man. You know? So I was making a series of hashtag 7-day Tourette video on Instagram. It's really difficult to share the same story, share advocacy on different platforms. So Instagram is 1 minute, YouTube is a long limit. So I try to combine the Instagram videos, the 1 minute, into a longer one and put it onto YouTube. But you know what? It's much better to just hit you up with the original content. It's been some times already. So today's topic, I was actually talking about parenting. Tourette Syndrome Support Group on Facebook is a very good group. I highly recommend. And there's a lot of great questions posted by parents every day. And one of the questions I make comments on is parents talking about, how about like her growing experience, difficulty dealing with her parents. There was a lot of scolding, even beatings due to Tourette's. Growing up with Tourette syndrome in China, my father didn't, beat me for that. He's a non-believer. He thought Tourette's was a bad habit then, and he still thinks Tourette's is a bad habit now. Right? My mom didn't really beat me for Tourette's, but we had a lot of arguments. There were a lot of misunderstandings. My mom is very egoistic. She believed willpower can succeed over anything, right? So she's old school, nearly a tiger mom, but not a full tiger mom. And we've had our share of arguments. I definitely consider her being supportive of my Tourette's. At the same time, she's definitely one of the major contributors to my negative Tourette experience. But yeah, I'm a parent now, man. Despite the fact that I never wanted to become one. But I'm a parent now, and I do see myself acting the way she acts. Mom passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, but she come down from heaven and basically relive. I get to relive her experience. So in a way, Mom's come back from the dead and live again inside me when we act exactly the same way. So I laugh at myself for being such a hypocrite. My kids don't have Tourette's right now. They're still young. I got a 5-year-old. I got nearly a 2-year-old. There are some behavior issues from the older one that seems like OCD-like, but I don't want to be too paranoid and look for something that don't exist. But just as far as my own patience, my own understanding of him, how I wish I could work better without getting frustrated. But each time I see my mom again in me. Quite interesting. But one thing I learned from Dialectical behavior therapy, anger management, is never beat yourself up due to your own regression of negativities. So if I do act like that, I tell myself quite normal for us to act like our parents. I'm definitely not 100% a teacher to my kid, both a teacher as well as a student of myself. So I always talked a little bit about during my mom's fighting with cancer, how stubborn she was. And I thought, in your dying days, you might cool off, relax a little bit. No, her entire personality just tripled, right? So from that instance, I thought to myself, it is so much harder to try to change your parents. In this case, it is so much harder to try to change the world, which brings to the point of my advocacy. I'm definitely not hoping that I can completely change the world, or any of us doing the advocacy can completely change the world to make the world fitting for us. Nah, I'm trying to prepare the world for different scenarios, advocating my experience so the world can hopefully become more easy for us to fitting, right? So it's not always about them, asking them to understand us. We also need to watch our own way of communicating with the world, making sure we're not creating the misunderstandings. Definitely, if we do create the misunderstandings, we need to just be genuine, be sincere, going to talk it out. I believe in sincere communication can resolve a lot of problems. Right? That's pretty much it. It's interesting. I covered a little bit about corporalia recently as well. On the radio show with Sway King Tech, Sway in the Morning, hip hop show. They invited a bunch of Chinese rappers, and they were freestyling. Right? And I think one of the rappers were bleeping out "那个,那个." So in Chinese that means that and that. Right? But this phrase always gets us in trouble because it sounds so much like the N-bomb. Right? But I know I was watching the show. They were trying to clear out this misunderstanding. So even though they don't have Tourette's, for them to clear out the misunderstanding, especially in this current political atmosphere, is quite difficult. The race card is being drawn by both sides, so it's tough. So especially if you have corporalia and you repeat, racial sensitive terms, that is so difficult. And adding all this mental psychology side of Tourette syndrome and adding into the mix, try to explain yourself and get yourself out of the situation is so tough, man. I don't have that kind of corporalia, but I could just imagine, That's why I'm gonna continue to do my advocacy on multiple platforms, and I will bring more original content to YouTube as well. Right? Thank you so much for being a fan. If you have Tourette syndrome, ADHD, OCD, comorbid symptoms, do hashtag 7-Day Tourette's on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. And I'll catch you later. Have a nice day.